I was going to talk about this James Fishbach guy who is leaning into some... he's the pick for Floridians who don't think Ron DeSantis is fascist enough. Asmongold reacts to James Fishbach for not apologizing for praising Nick Fuentes and his followers. Asmon then adds, if this guy wins, there will be 49 more like this guy running for governor everywhere else. This is a movement and a message that has tremendous amount of support. I like that my movement guy is, someone like Zohran, and Asmongold's movement guy is this fucking guy.
I want to clarify some comments that I made this week rather abruptly in a live interview about the young men in our country who watch and follow Nick Fuentes. I want to clarify and apologize for absolutely nothing. The young men in Pasco County who wore blue America First hats, who came to our event, where the average age in the room was somewhere in the 60s, were there, were respectful, were civil. We had a great conversation, and they have a real pulse for what is going on in the country. Too often these days, young white men are discounted and told that their opinions don't matter. They're toxically masculine.
What's this guy's ethnic background, by the way? Yeah, this is the new Florida fascists.
That they have some sort of privilege and their conversation and contributions don't matter. I'm running for Florida governor because Florida is our home. America is our birthright, and we can never, ever sell out the men who built this country.
Why is that all you care about? Because I'm racist, brother. What do you mean? But I'm unlike these DEI Nazis, I'm a real racist. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make sure my white identity movement is pure and actually has white people in it. And it's becoming increasingly more difficult to find real white people that are doing white supremacist politics in this goddamn country. Yeah, that's one of the funniest parts about people who are we got to get these immigrants out, right? They're like, oh, we got to do purity politics. We got to get these immigrants out. And then it's perhaps the greatest testament to assimilation that every one of these white supremacist dudes are half of them are Mexican. The other half is there's a Haitian Filipino guy. They've assimilated. They've assimilated, brother. What do you mean? What is a greater testament to assimilation than a Haitian Filipino Muslim revert being a prominent figure in the white supremacist movement in this goddamn country?
I'll tell you the truth. I found the audience of young men who follow and watch Nick Fuentes to be actually incredibly informed and insightful and very patriotic young men. To be completely honest. Yes. Now, that's very different than the audience watching Fresh and Fit, but I think something has to be said about the young men.
Some of them are based too, okay? Just mostly on the feminist stuff. But
I love the soundboard when Myron hits the sounds. No, it's not a dig on Myron, right? It's just...
This guy's running for governor of Florida, and he's talking about which white supremacists and racist podcasters he likes. This guy's going to do Valentina Gomez numbers? I don't know. Because he seems a little bit smarter than Valentina Gomez. He has no shot at winning, obviously, but this is a deeply unserious campaign. He seems a little bit more intelligent than Valentina Gomez, because Valentina Gomez's type of racism is directly being saying the F slur and stuff. This guy just consistently leans into Nazi memes a little too much, right? It's funny that the most groyperish candidate in U.S. politics is running on a platform of unlimited subsidies for old people. Yeah, so this was the campaign ad that I saw of James Fishbach for Florida. I'm running for Florida governor to make the trains run on time. And everyone was like, this is Mussolini. This is Mussolini. Mussolini said that. I think the train tracks are, I agree with Matthew Petty, bold and many commentators that assume Fishbach was referring to Mussolini and not something much darker. I don't think he's doing the train track thing to do a nod to Mussolini. I think it's the train tracks that are leading into a different place.
My name is James Fishbach, and I'm running for Florida governor. I'm here in Shipley in the Panhandle on tracks that used to carry Amtrak's Sunset Limited. It allowed families to get a train right here in rural parts of the Florida Panhandle and take it all the way down to Disney for Christmas or Miami for New Year's. Sadly, that train got canceled. It became the latest sign that politicians in Tallahassee, Democrat and sadly Republican, don't care about what happens here in the Florida.
Also, this is a funny take, though. Referencing Mussolini in a way that pisses off the majority of Florida Republican voters who think trains are communist. You can see their young Republican brain rot so clearly in this campaign. But I don't know. I don't know if the older Republican voters think trains are bad or communist or whatever. I just don't think that they care about it as much.
I'm running for Florida governor because I recognize that Florida is more than just Naples, Orlando, and Miami. That we have to look out for the dignity of our neighbors in the Panhandle. And I'll do that by making a generational investment in our public schools, creating 10,000 great paying jobs for locals, and also bringing back the Amtrak.
This guy think he's Zohran? Brother, this guy is literally what mainstream media said Zohran is. An anti-Semitic psychopath with unimaginably regressive views. This is the real presentation of Zohran by the ADL. Like, this is what it actually looks like. And therefore, you probably won't hear the ADL talk about this guy too much. He's feuding with Byron Donalds. Donalds has provided materials to the courts alleging Fishbach had a sexual relation with a teen. And Fishbach says Donalds is a slave to the GOP. I mean, let him fight. So that's what's going on. Let's hear what the number one political commentator has to say about this.
Finally, we're finally getting there.
I like that Asmongold every day is like, I love Nazis. And I'm not afraid to say it. And you shouldn't be afraid to say it either. It's actually good to love Nazis. And everyone is just like, oh, I wonder what he means by this. That's a real centrist right here. Another certified centrism moment from Asmongold.
As Christians, we are called to protect the preborn, to defend the sanctity of marriage, and to recognize.
Oh my, get the fuck out of here. This motherfucker does not. Christ is king is an appealing message to you, Asmongold. Lifelong Austin guy who 100% does not have a Christian bone in his body. He's doing the Christian pretender shtick too. Oh yeah,
dignity of our neighbors. My name is James Fishbach, and I'm running for Florida governor to do all three.
He's actually doing music videos about Christianity.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's so based.
Clarify comments made about Nick Fuentes, his followers. Oh boy.
I want to clarify some comments that I made this week rather abruptly in a live interview about the young men in our country who watch and follow Nick Fuentes. I want to clarify and apologize for absolutely nothing. The young men in Pasco County who wore blue America First hats, who came to our event, where the average age in the room was somewhere in the 60s, were there, were respectful, were civil. We had a great conversation, and they have a...
He just went and said, I don't give a fuck.
Does Asmon being your top political streamer competition ever make you wonder if there's some inherent limitations to Twitch political commentary? I think it makes me wonder about the inherent limitations of the average American's IQ more than inherent limitations to the platform's allowance on, well, not even average American. He has mostly a European audience, right? The average Westerner, mega cope for usual. Yeah, you talk. Look. I love Asmongold fans coming in here to try to big brain debate. Asmongold consistently signaling that he loves and supports every right-wing reactionary, and then turning around and being like, actually, you don't have a high enough IQ to understand Asmongold is actually doing this to bait you guys. You hate that he's better than you, Lemafayao. Brother, that's a self-report more than anything else that you could have possibly said. Please go up to any normal person in the real world and present both of us in any commentary, shape, or form, and admit to people in the real world, maybe your family members, that one is better than the other. Do the bus driver test. Watch the way people react. He's rotting your brain worse than his teeth. Stop letting him control your brain. Falling for the bait. Dumbass, you're actually so slow. You talk about and watch Asmon so much your viewers may as well tune into his streams. Then you'll drop to number 7 top streamer. Mega Cope for usual. I sound a lot like you, don't I? That's me. I'll take my ban now. Why would I ban you? I'm entertained by people like yourself tuning into this broadcast. You literally unironically flexed your favorite streamer's rotting teeth. I don't think you understand. You are a creature of the internet. Your existence defies, like, I'm not going to make a naturalistic argument in usual circumstances, but your existence defies the nature of man. In the absence of the internet, a creature such as yourself would not exist. Also, yeah, Roachman does ban more than I do. Holy, here come threats from your community. I know. Perceived victimhood. You're the biggest victim. Everyone is yelling at you. Everyone is out to get you. I know. Most people are saying you're a new pet. Part of that is because you think being banned from this community is a big flex or something. You know what I mean? Do you want me to PM my whispers now? Oh no, are people saying mean things to you in your whispers, dude? Oh man, I'm so sorry. Chat, don't do that. I'm just better than you is a hell of an argument. It's not one that I normally deploy, but I think in this circumstance, it's one of those instances where you can just kind of let what you're seeing on screen do the talking for you. Why is it that in so many of these circumstances, all of this devolves into, I just pissed and shit in my pants, but I forced you to smell it, and therefore I'm the one who won? Why is that always your first argument? Why can't you actually come in and present, I don't know, something interesting, something unique, something that makes us go, I hadn't thought about it like that. Every single time people come in here, they insta-lock ban me. Okay. Are you trying to pretend like I'm some lowlife who hates existing to cope? Okay. I don't think you're a lowlife who hates existing. But the way you're carrying yourself in this chat is, I assume, leading people to believe that. Perhaps falsely. I would like to think that it's false. But it is cool when everyone is like, oh, this is just bait. You're so stupid. You don't understand. You're so stupid. You're not high IQ enough to understand that this is bait. He's just simply pointing to every far-right nationalist as bait to make people think that he's actually on board with all of these far-right white nationalist politicians and Nazi movements that are garnering attention all around the world. He's just pretending to like Nazis.